You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe to be true about yourself. Neville Goddard. Today is not just any day. Today is 0808, the so-called Lion's Gate portal, a cosmic convergence that many believe opens powerful paths to abundance, alignment, and accelerated manifestation. But I want to tell you something that maybe no one ever told you. The portal is not out there, it's inside you. If Neville Goddard were here today, he wouldn't waste a second gazing at the stars, waiting for something to happen. He would look directly at you and ask, what are you assuming to be true about yourself right now? Because, in the end, that's what determines what's going to happen. The number 8, standing upright, represents balance, the perfect union between heaven and earth, spirit and matter. When laid on its side, it becomes the symbol of infinity, a reminder that everything already exists, that nothing needs to be created from scratch. And this is precisely where Neville's law of assumption enters. You don't need to conquer the reality you desire, you need to align with it, to assume the state of the one who already lives it. Today, more than ever, is a day for conscious appropriation. Because, as Neville used to say, assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. What you feel and sustain today will be amplified over the coming weeks and months. Let me share something vital with you. The 0808 portal is like a cosmic magnifying glass. It doesn't create anything new. It only amplifies what's already inside of you. If you project fear, it magnifies fear. If you project certainty, it magnifies certainty. That's why what you choose to feel today is so important. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Now ask yourself, what is the deepest desire that lives within you? Not the one you tell people, but the one you whisper in silence, afraid it might be too big. Now, I want to guide you into a simple yet powerful experience. Give yourself fully to it. Imagine a golden door in front of you. This door represents the 0808 portal, but it doesn't exist anywhere outside. It's inside your consciousness. When you walk through it, you enter a timeless space where everything you desire is already real. If your desire is prosperity, see yourself living a normal day with your financial life transformed. Feel the relief in your chest, the lightness of paying bills without worry, the joy of investing and giving freely. If your desire is love, feel the presence of the person you love. Feel their hand holding yours. Hear their voice saying, I love you, with sincerity. If your desire is health, feel energy flowing through your body. Each cell alive, vibrant, renewed. Amplify that sensation. Now imagine someone close to you looks at you with pride and says, I knew you would make it. And see yourself smiling back and saying, yes, I already live this every day. Now turn inward. Ask yourself, if this were already true, how would I think? How would I act? How would I speak to myself? This is the essence of the law of assumption. And this is what you must sustain today, not just for a few minutes, but throughout the day. Return to this inner scene every time the old version of yourself tries to take control. And yes, it will try. The echo of your old state always tries to pull you back. But today, on 0808, you have the opportunity to create a turning point. Remember, this isn't about waiting for an external sign. The real sign is your inner state. Neville said that to live, in the end, is not a temporary exercise, it's a new mental and emotional address. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've moved to a new city. You don't keep mentally visiting your old home every day. You simply move, and that new city becomes your point of reference. That's how you must treat the fulfilled state, as your new home. Today, you're going to mentally move into the world where your desire is already real. And like any move, at first, you might feel nostalgic for the familiar. But you don't go back, because you know the new is what you chose. Use this 0808 to anchor the shift. Anchor it with words. Change your inner dialogue. Anchor it with action. Do something today that the fulfilled version of you would do. Anchor it with presence. Feel this state several times today. And when doubt comes, and it will. Tell yourself, I already am. I already have. I already live. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you ask, it responds to what you assume is already yours. When you walk through this golden door in your imagination today, you're not just dreaming. You're creating. And this creation already exists in the invisible, waiting for your persistence to bring it into the visible. The 0808 portal doesn't close at midnight. It closes when you decide to go back to who you were before. So hold it. Persist. Live in the end. And when, weeks or months from now, your manifestation appears in the physical world, you'll remember that it started today, right here. If this message touched your heart, comment below. I already am. Make it your commitment. And remember, it wasn't the 0808 that changed your life. It was who you decided to be when it arrived. The number 8, a simple figure, yet loaded with meanings that transcend cultures and centuries. In numerology, 8 represents power, abundance, and balance. When turned sideways, it becomes infinity, a silent reminder that everything already exists, and that creation is not about making something new, but about bringing forth what's already yours by divine right. Neville always said, true prayer is not begging, but assuming. And to assume, for him, meant changing your mental address. It means choosing a new internal state and refusing to leave it, no matter what your senses say. And that's exactly what 0808 represents today. It's like a spiritual relocation. It's not about waiting for the energies to act on you, it's about understanding that the power has always been inside. Today is just a mirror that reflects what already lives within you. So imagine this with me now. Think of a scene that clearly represents your desire already fulfilled. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be simple, but full of meaning. If it's money you want, maybe it's the scene of opening your bank app and seeing a comfortable balance. If it's love, maybe it's waking up beside the one you love. If it's health, maybe it's running on the beach, feeling the wind and your body light. Now here's the secret Neville would teach today. It's not enough to visualize. You must feel it as if it's now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Breathe into the scene. See the colors. Hear the sounds. Smell the air. Touch the objects. And most importantly, feel how your body reacts to that new reality. Maybe relief. Maybe gratitude. Maybe a quiet joy. This practice, done today, is not a fantasy. It's a creative act. You're planting a seed in the soil of your consciousness, and 0808 is the perfect climate for it to grow quickly. But here's the part most people forget. The manifestation doesn't happen when the scene appears physically. It happens now, when you accept that scene as true. Everything else is just the outside world catching up to your new identity. Neville often told stories of people who radically changed their lives just by persisting in this inner practice. He spoke of a man, jobless and hopeless, who began to see himself daily in his dream job. He didn't know where or how, but he felt the weight of the badge on his chest, heard his colleagues call his name, and felt the joy of purpose. Weeks later, a completely unexpected call brought him an opportunity that changed everything. What changed? Not the world aligning by chance. He changed his internal state. He stopped being a man looking for a job and became a professional already employed. And the world had to obey. Here's the powerful part. The 0808 portal accelerates this response. Not because it works magic, but because collective consciousness is focused on expansion and transformation, and you can ride that wave with more strength. So let's do something practical. Choose one desire. Just one. Don't try to manifest 10 things at once. Put all your energy, focus, and emotion into it. Close your eyes and walk through the golden door. As you pass through it, leave behind all doubts, all what-ifs. Inside, only your desire exists, and you're already living it. Walk through that new reality. See the walls. Hear the voices. Smell the air. Now ask yourself this powerful question. If I were already living this, What would I do tomorrow morning? This is the key, because it brings the manifestation to the level of daily action. Maybe you'd dress differently. Maybe you'd speak with more confidence. Maybe you'd say no to things that no longer align. Neville would remind you of this crucial point. Don't fight the old state. Ignore it. Don't waste energy trying to destroy what you don't want. Put all your focus on what you do want. The physical world is slow. It reacts. It doesn't lead. Who leads is your internal state. So don't wait for it to change before you feel different. Feel different, and it will change. Today is a turning point. You can look back and say, on 0808, I started living as the one who already was. And that will create a before and after in your life. And when the old you tries to return, and it will, remind yourself, I already am. I already have. I already live. Hold this until it's no longer a practice, it's your natural state. Today, on 0808, you are not just crossing a cosmic portal. You are crossing into yourself. And on the other side is the world you always knew was possible.